If you don't own a rice cooker, making good rice can feel weirdly inconsistent. After a lot of trial and error, this is the simple stovetop method for me for the perfect rice, and it's been working time and time again that I really wanted to share it with you on how I do it. And no, we're not gonna stick our finger into a pot or use foil or I don't know. If you eat rice almost every day, you should probably just buy a rice cooker. But if you're like me and rice is something you cook occasionally, you probably just need a good pot, a lid, maybe a kitchen scale if you got it, and then some rice. Now, I usually use jasmine rice, mostly because I bought a 25-pound bag at Costco. I did not realize how much 25 pounds of rice actually is when I bought it, but here we are. This method also works great with basmati and standard Texas long grain. And as a bonus, I did buy a little short grain rice from the store and tested it out, and the results were pretty good. So I'm really happy to share that with you today. This probably won't work for brown rice or wild rice because those need a little extra time and water because of the extra nutrients and bran. Oh, and before I start, this technique works really well for me, mostly with jasmine rice, but look, I can't account for every variable, like for example, your pot or the material it's made from, or how hot your stove gets, electric or gas. So please give me a little latitude. I'm going to show you the steps or method that you can apply. And I know with just a little adjustment, you'll fine tune it for home cooking. Start by weighing your rice. You can absolutely just use a measuring cup, level out a half cup, 1 cup, whatever, but I like using a scale because it keeps things fairly consistent. I have 250 grams of jasmine rice. Now I'm gonna rinse the rice. I know some people say you don't have to, but this is part of why it works. Fill the bowl with water, swirl it around, dump out the water and drain it. Do that about 3 times or until the water looks clear. I got this cool cup with that rice holder I bought. I told you I bought 25 pounds, I had to do something. A strainer works perfectly well. Or you can just dump it right into the pot and use your hand to swirl it around and then drain it as best possible. This washes off excess surface starch so that the grains don't turn gummy and stick together. Take your time, enjoy the zen of it all. Now, take that wet rice and put it straight into your pot. Then add the exact same weight of water. I'm adding 250 milliliters of water. So technically, this is a 1-to-1 ratio of rice to water, but remember, the rice is already wet from washing. That extra moisture is why this works for me. Put the pot on the stove over medium heat and bring it to a boil. This is where you can add the salt and a bay leaf if you want to. I'm gonna leave the leaf out for now. Once it starts boiling, put the lid on and turn the heat down to the lowest possible setting. Then I add one extra step. I place a folded kitchen towel over the lid so it presses down a little. The goal is to keep as much steam inside the pot. Rice cooks with steam, so if that steam escapes, the rice can dry out. I used to cook rice in this pot with this lid that has holes in it, and it released the steam. So I added a towel out of necessity, but even with my new pot that didn't have those holes, I just found that the towel helped keep the steam. Just make sure the towel is nowhere near the burner. Let that cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Again, I cannot account for every variable, but for me, 18 minutes has been the sweet spot. Now, every stove is a little different, so you may need to experiment once or twice. When the time is up, turn off the heat and let the rice rest for about 4 to 5 minutes. Some recipes or videos will say 10 minutes, but again, you decide how long you want to wait. The steam will continue cooking the rice as you wait. Then, open the lid and fluff everything gently with a fork. Be gentle, sort of rake across the rice and then lift it up in sections or carefully bring it out into a serving dish. And that's it. No rice cooker, no complicated ratios, definitely no sticking your finger in the pot. Oh, but if any rice does stick to the pot, at cleanup time, just soak it in water, soap, and a little vinegar for a while, and it should come right off. This has made me so happy to have figured this out, and I'm just glad I could share it with you. Happy rice making.